Hey everybody, greetings for all of you. You're still watching Crypto Events Announcements. My name is Eugene Romanenko. I'm still your Crypto MC, and please welcome my today's distinguished guest. He's from San Francisco, California right now, and his name is Toufi Saliba, and he's CEO of Toda.Network and former chair ACM PBCC and co-author Toda/IP Decentralized P2P Internet Protocol, and he will be the distinguished speaker of ChainPoint 19 conference, which will be hosted in October 14 and 15 in Yerevan, Crypto, Armenia, by Vigen Rushanyan and his brilliant Armenian Blockchain Association NOR team. Toufi, thanks for joining our interview.
Thanks, Eugene. Awesome meeting you, and looking forward to being in Armenia and meeting you in person.
Okay.
It will be my first time.
Let me ask you some questions. For those guys who don't know who are you and what you do, please tell us briefly what you do in blockchain industry.
I'm a software developer, and I've been in technology pretty much all my life. I've built 15 startups. I failed 11 times. I succeeded 3 times. Then if you do the count, there would be one missing, which became an Intel company. It's kind of on limbo. I don't know. I haven't exited from that one yet, so we'll see. And then, built a startup that called Privacy Shell. And with that, we have equity in over 70 companies, 70. And then one of the common thing that we have noticed is something that is missing on the network communication layer that we started solving it ourselves, and ended up with network communication protocol that is called Toda. Wasn't intended to be name, wasn't intended to be protocol, but you know how those things work. The first any technologist would understand what I'm going to say next, that your first and best way of solving things is like the lazy approach. You hope that someone else is going to like figure it out or whatnot. And like other people, they figure pieces of it, and other people figure this piece, and you feel like, okay, well, maybe we can put in this piece of the puzzle. So that's how I ended up doing Toda. And subsequently, I was elected to the ACM. For those that don't know, the ACM is the Association for Computing Machinery Practitioners Board with the conference committee. It's considered the #1 computer science, 100,000 members globally. And then, frankly, it's like the issuer of the Turing Award and a lot of other publications, like this one and so many others. And so that's what's behind most of the stuff in computer science that is out there. This is not like a hype institution. It's the most credible institution on the planet, if anything. So with that, I elected to do something that is called the AI decentralized. And it's a preventative method or preventative approach for folks to start realizing that artificial intelligence can be secured and must be secured by design and not after the fact. It is a one-way stream. It is not something that you can fix it later on, like what we're doing with money right now. I am confident that by 2025, the entire world would know what you and I know, and that tiny little 0.2% of the planet that you kind of hear about that they are in crypto today. So that entire thing barely made it to be 0.2%. But by 2025, everyone on the planet would know what you know, but not everyone would be cryptofied. I am 100% confident that by 2030, everybody would be cryptofied, which means that everybody would have the ability to have control over what he or she work towards or work for, and treat it like oxygen. Oxygen is decentralized.
Well, I've already been convinced that you are very experienced and very interesting gentleman. Will be Very nice to meet you live in Yerevan, Armenia. But why have you decided to share your brilliant ideas and huge experience at the ChainPoint IT conference in Armenia?
I was contacted by a couple people telling me about the conference, and frankly, they are extremely credible people in my mind, and I feel like credible people, they only tell you about credible things. So I felt that I should do whatever it takes to kind of get there and see it for myself, because they were saying great things about it, and I've never been to Armenia and I've always wanted to go. So I felt it's a phenomenal opportunity to check it out and participate in this. And at the same time, there's something that is deep inside me that I cannot explain, and it's every time I have the opportunity that folks tell me that they're listening, they want to learn something that I have learned. I feel like I want to give it. There are events that they are not structured towards learning, and they just want me to speak or whatnot. And they are more than happy to kind of pay me to speak, but I don't accept payment, so they kind of get it into some sort of charity. But this one seems to be super duper geared towards that revolutionary technology and educating people. So it seems super aligned with that mission that we're trying to get to. And anything we all do towards that mission, we would be proud of it one day globally. So, that's the long answer.
You might have heard about the Serge Tarkan, the founder of System of a Down, maybe the famous Armenian guy in the world. He loves Armenia, and he tells the world about Armenia. So Armenia is a very cool country, and Crypto Armenia is a very cool country too. What specific topics and issues will you be covering in your speech in Yerevan at ChainPoint 19 conference in October 14 and 15?
One thing that I will ensure that every single member of the audience would be able to learn something that they didn't know before, and share with with the audience. And those that are paying attention to a lot of details, they will learn a lot of other stuff that I will be sharing there. And they would be around everyone who's going to pay attention would leave different than what they came. Totally different. And I'm not saying like tiny little different, I'm going to totally different. There's certain urgency that the rest of the world, they don't know. You will learn that when I speak about the necessity about decentralized AI, the necessity about user-centric AI, that it's going to be a lot more powerful than each and every one of you. It's going to be sitting in your pocket. This is not just like money that is tiny little bit more powerful than you. This is a lot more powerful. And so I'll be talking about that, and with a lot of technical details of what's been done and what could be done.
That's great. That sounds very, very interesting. And by your opinion, what are the main trends right now, technological or something else, are right now in the blockchain and crypto industry, by your opinion?
Well, I think it's if I were to talk about one thing that is extremely tough for people to realize, that many researchers out there, they are currently constrained researchers. And what I mean by that is that when you actually have a researcher or developer, any software developers, they actually know what I'm talking about here, is that you get requirements of, let's say, flying from Miami to Paris and back in less than 10 hours. You figure out a way to build an airplane that can do that. That is a free researcher. That is just requirement. But when there is certain requirement that they are intruding on the specification, they would come and tell you, we would like you to fly that boat, cruise ship to Paris and back. And that ends up with chaotic, constrained researchers, and that's what's been happening in the blockchain space, where people think they have to solve for the ledger. It is not. We don't care about ledger. We're human. We care about the value. It's not the ledger we care about. The ledger is a tool we use to mimic a central system that used the ledger and we replicated the ledger. If we figured out a way to do it without a ledger, let's do that. We're not really stuck with ledger. So this is when requirements be like, oh, well, my boss said that my job is to solve for the ledger. Where's the ledger? The ledger is a tool. Don't be constrained. So yeah, man.
Totally agree with you. Ledger is the tool. The tool. Please don't forget the values. Don't forget the humans besides ledger. And Toufi, the final question: whom do you personally recommend to attend ChainPoint 19 conference in Yerevan, Armenia, in October 14 and 15? And people, so what kind of activities in their lives?
Folks that they are currently feel extremely successful from within, and they really want to make change in the world. They're not satisfied by being just like successful that, hey, or just like, I feel like I'm successful. I bought like a couple Ferraris or whatnot. This is something that anyone who's done that would know that it lasts 6 months maximum, and then after that you feel the emptiness, the void. Folks that they really want to make change in the world, they really want to see that they have contributed in leaving a better world that they can be proud of themselves and their children and their children of their children, and so on and so forth, and in an objective way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard this, interesting gentleman, and if you are in blockchain industry and find it useful for your business, and if you have never been in Crypto Armenia, please attend the ChainPoint 19 conference in Yerevan in October, 14 and 15 of October. It's the link below, and use your promo code Romanenko at CP19 for a 20% ticket discount. It's also written below. And by the way, we can also meet with you at Human to IT conference on October 5th in Minsk, Belarus, at CG conference in Kyiv, October 10th and 11th, Kyiv, Ukraine, and Blockchain Live Europe conference 2019 and October 16 and 17 in Moscow, Russia, and Georgia Game and Affiliate conference on October 18 at Tbilisi, Georgia, and of course at Satoshi Invest Summit, and celebrating 11th anniversary of Bitcoin white paper in Georgia in October 30 and 31st. Please visit cryptomc.com/events and link below and find your discount promo codes for that events. And please subscribe to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. And stay tuned for our next speaker's interview. Toufi Saliba, CEO of Toda.Network, and Eugene Romanenko were with you. Thank you for watching, and see you in October 14 and 15 in Yerevan, Crypto Armenia, the ChainPoint 19 conference. Stay tuned, stay crypto, and thank you, Toufi.
Thank you, Eugene. Spasiba.